Bring your A game and the energy.
The broadcast
All
is
right.
live.
Yeah, woo, we are live.
Hi.
We're
Hello,
like,
hello.
let me make sure I can see the comments.
Hi, Princess. She says, good night, ladies. Good night,
Princess. Good night. Thanks for joining
Hi.
us.
Thanks for joining us. Ladies, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing
We
well.
are doing good.
All right,
Fantastic.
Bree. Very, very good. I'm so happy that we are in our second week of our show, Dishing with the Divas. Last week was so much fun.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It was so much fun. And I want to first say that all of you guys look so beautiful tonight.
Thank you. Likewise.
Absolutely.
The hair, okay? So I want to first go ahead and introduce our divas here. And so we're going to first start with our beautiful, talented sister, the flipping the hair girlfriend, our sister Bre from Modern Living with Bre. Hi, Bre girl.
Hey, ladies and gents.
Yes. Bre, what are you drinking tonight?
Let's see. I went to it with some wine and fruit this time.
Oh,
We got the wine and fruit this time. I thought I'd grow up a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit, huh?
She changed it up, honey. She changed it up.
Yes, she does change it up. All right. So next we're going to go to our beautiful and talented sister, the Glamorous Penny Pincher, our sister Shalomi. Hey, beautiful.
Hey.
How are you tonight?
I'm amazing. How are you?
All right now. Okay, Shakira, you on the wrong one.
Here, you on the wrong side.
You on the wrong side, sis.
Is Karen on the line?
Yes.
Come on the right side, baby.
Come
on. We
on
have
the
your
other
chair
side.
waiting, sis. We have your chair waiting, Kira.
Yeah,
Come
we
on.
have your chair waiting over here. Come on. Shalomi, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking some virgin sangria with
That looks pretty.
a little blueberries,
Look at
blueberries in
that.
it. I don't. I'm not an alcohol girl, so I put ginger ale in mine, and it's oh so good.
Oh, girl, that looks so refreshing. That looks very
good too. Yes.
All right now. Okay. Now, I'm gonna introduce our glam goddess of the group. Well, there's several glam goddess, but this is like Queen Glam right here.
Bling goddess.
Queen Glam.
Our sister Forlisa, or from
Hello,
Homebody With
everyone.
Forlisa.
Hi.
Give it up.
Forlisa, I am loving that blue girl.
Thank you.
All right now.
What the hell? What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking water tonight in another one of my homebody mugs here.
Absolutely
Nice.
beautiful.
You guys,
Cold water, plain water.
Absolutely
we're gonna have to put that in the merch store.
Come on now.
We're gonna have to put that in the merch store. Yes,
I
we are.
heard that.
Yes. Yes. So our next sister here, y'all know she does not need an introduction. Oh my goodness, Miss Sophistication herself, our sister Kenya from Kenya's Decor Quarter. Hey girl.
Get up.
Hi, everybody.
How are you doing today, beautiful?
I am fantastic. It's Friday.
Yes.
What are you drinking tonight?
So today I have my Lady Kenya cup.
All right.
And I'm drinking, actually, I went old school drinking some Kool-Aid.
All right now.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I love Kool-Aid. My husband made Kool-Aid. I was like, the red one too, the red Kool-Aid.
Yes, the red
Oh, that's
Kool-Aid.
right.
Oh wow, that brings things back.
It does, doesn't it? And here we go. We have our other diva in the house. She's made it, y'all. She's in the house again. Our beautiful sister, Kira from Styled by Shakira. Hey, Chica.
Hey,
How
Kira,
you doing, lady?
I am good.
Good, good. You look beautiful. You know, I'm loving the natural.
Come on.
Girl,
Yes.
bring it. Yes.
Come on, all natural.
Yes, girl. What are you drinking tonight?
I have some great wine, white grape wine.
Thank you. Oh, okay, now that's what I'm talking about. And you guys, I am Juani from Juani's house. And I guess Kira and I are gonna be the only two luscious in the house because I'm drinking me.
I got my
Got some Baileys?
luscious too.
It's
Yeah.
Yes, that's right, Bree. Okay, that's Bree. Yes, you're a lush also.
I got my luscious.
Yeah. Guess what, guys? We have a super chat. We just got started.
Wow.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
That's fantastic.
Very much.
Awesome,
Yes.
awesome. That's amazing.
So I want to thank we have Sister Cousins Lifestyle in the house tonight. She says, good evening, ladies.
Hey.
Sherry Ryan is in the house. She says, good evening, ladies. Hi, Sherry.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Sherry.
And of course, we have Princess 63G in the house. So hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So this is our second show. And of course, you guys know that we are discussing Property Brothers Forever Home. And we were on episode 5. All right. So first, guys, the couples, their name was what? Brianne and Brian? Isn't that correct?
Yeah. Hang on. It's Brianne, Dan and Brianne.
Dan and Brianne, girl,
Yes.
I combined the names.
It's okay. child.
Yes.
Okay.
And so they live in beautiful Pasadena, California. And so when the Property Brothers walked up to the house, what did you guys think about the house?
I thought the house was nice. I like the outside of it. You know, I'm a modern girl, but I like how it looked. It was neat. It had beautiful landscaping in the front, and the front of the house was gorgeous. I thought it was a very nice house to be as old as it was. What it was, the 60s,
1950s.
Yeah. For me, I was not impressed with the house, but the neighborhood was beautiful. And I thought their location was fabulous with the mountains behind them.
Yeah.
I was like, all day, I would have purchased that house because of the location.
Exactly.
I wasn't super impressed with the outside of it, you know, but I thought it was a beautiful home. And I would have liked that the Property Brothers could have did something on the outside to zhuzh it up a bit. But I was like, that's okay. The focus is inside. They could do the outside at a later time.
Exactly. What do you other ladies? Did you guys have any comments about the initial appearance of the house?
Well, I feel the same as Bree. I like the outside.
You did.
And the neighborhood was nice. I really liked the neighborhood.
Love the neighborhood. But let me tell you what I thought. I instantly thought about the Brady Bunch house. Yes.
You ain't never lied. You ain't never
Oh my
lied.
goodness. It's the Brady Bunch house. It needed another level, but that's what it reminded me of. Okay. So now when they come through the house, when they come through the door, what were your initial thoughts about when they came through the door, the layout? What did you guys think? The furniture, what did you think?
I liked the space when they walked in, and it was so wide, it was so open, the parts that were open. I love that they already had that big window in the back because the backyard is so beautiful.
It is.
So when they walked in, I was like, okay, they got something they can work with here. I can see, what they will be working with, but I just love that the openness it had.
Right. I agree. I same here. I was like, wow, the wall of windows was impressive. And just to see all that green space, I was like, okay, again, I see why they purchased this home because those were selling features to me, even though, it looked outdated and everything. It was still, and I didn't even notice like some of the other things at first because my eye was drawn straight to that outdoor area.
Yes, exactly. I agree. Felisa?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What were your thoughts?
Oh, actually, when I first walked in, the first thing I saw was the low ceilings that they had. Because I thought about when we first purchased our home, it had the low ceilings, and I thought they were going to raise the ceilings. That was going to be a primary aspect for them. Then I also saw a lot of wasted space.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of wasted space. And then I also noticed the different flooring. They had like what 3, 4, 5 different flooring areas. And of course, another thing that I noticed is the double-sided, gigantic, huge dinosaur fireplace.
What is it? Fireplace again? Again.
So what's up with California and those big dinosaurs?
It's not even cold over there.
Yes, it's not cold. So what is that about?
I know.
That was the trend in the 50s, I guess.
Yeah, it had to be.
Kira, did you have any thoughts about anything?
Sure. I was kind of the same way that once I walked in, well, not walked in, once I saw it, I was like, look at that fireplace. It's humongous. It's ridiculous. I was like, I know they got to get rid of that. All in all, it was just all over the place. The flooring, it was just a hodgepodge, mismatch. I was like, they got to fix this. They definitely got to fix this flooring.
Exactly.
It was horrific. I was like, oh no, I couldn't have did that. I couldn't have lived.
Yeah, so, you're right. I'm looking in the chat, and Princess said the fireplace. Princess and Sister Lifestyle, they were like,
Sister Cousin said the same thing.
It was a tragedy.
It was a tragedy.
Can I just say something though? Can I just say I'm probably always the only one, but maybe I have an affinity for fireplaces and didn't even know, because yes, the fireplace was very oversized, but I did like that it was in the corner like that. I thought that was very unique. I was like, maybe they could scale it back some, or tear it out or whatever, but I thought that it was neat that it was in the corner. So I knew that nobody else was going to like the fireplace, and I would have been like, we got to do something with it. But I don't know if I would have torn it out, because I did like that it was in the corner like that. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
I thought the fireplace was so obtrusive, the way it bulged down. It took a lot of space. Another thing that I wrote about, when you first came through the door and you saw the living room area, it reminded me of our house that we discussed last week, where they had like one area was a sitting area, then the other area they had the kids area on the other part of that area in the living room. And so I did notice that. So so when we went around the corner and we saw the kitchen, what did you guys think about the kitchen?
Okay, before you go to the kitchen, I just want to just add something to what Kenya said about the fireplace. Yes, I went all the way back to the fireplace. So Kenya was saying that she liked the fireplace because it was tucked away in the corner. But the thing about it, with it being in the corner like that, there's no functionality, because it's not like it's in a place where they could put like seating or any, so it makes it like non-functional.
I was thinking that too, but I don't know if I should say it now or when we go along later with the reveal part, because what they did or didn't do, I felt like the Property Brothers could have did more with that space, because if I had kept it in the corner, I would have made that like a little seating area with chairs on either side of it, and made it be like, this is my little reading nook, this is my little cozy corner or whatever, with a light. I would have made that be a feature in that space, but they didn't, and the fireplace wasn't doing anything on its own, and so but I felt like that was a missed opportunity that I might have tried to take advantage of.
That's a good point.
And it could have been because it was so red brick. Maybe if they had colored the fireplace the same color as the wall, would kind of made it fade away a little bit, or be in the back. And they could have trimmed
it back some, like they could have cut off, because it was like a real big part that was obstructing into the room, so they could have cut that back and just kept the portion that was closer up to the wall. But I just felt like it's always just the easy answer to just rip it out, like just rip it out. And so then when they ripped it out, I just was like, okay, now what? And I just felt like it was an opportunity that could have been done something. I would have, if I was a designer, then I would have make a little cozy reading corner for them in that space, and highlighted the fireplace. I would have updated it a bit and just use that space a little bit more so it could be functional for different purposes.
So when they tore that fireplace out, I didn't remember. I don't think I remember them having another fireplace to take the place, didn't it? They didn't put a fireplace back, did they?
No.
I think a house without a fireplace.
Wait, California and it's hot.
Yes, but remember, because we're getting ahead of ourselves. Because remember, now we're going to go in the kitchen. Then remember, we went into the kitchen. That was the other back part of the fireplace.
They had the little mini fireplace thing there. Yeah.
What did you guys
Which was
think
crazy.
About
that was crazy.
Gave us some character. Actually, to tell you the truth, back in the 50s, it was a thing to have the fireplace in the kitchen.
It was?
And
yeah. What? I said what?
Yeah.
That's before my time. I'm sorry.
It was a thing to have the fireplace in the kitchen. Even the 70s and 80s, you used to see the fireplace in the kitchen.
Why? The stove's already in there. The oven's already in there. Well, you need a fireplace.
No, let me put it to you this way. The section of the fireplace, it was in the kitchen area, but it was over in an area where you could put tables and chairs. And they used to have the tables and chairs there where you eat, and you had the fireplace there.
Yeah.
I don't know what's a thing back then.
But even in that fireplace, even in that kitchen where it was located above the breakfast bar. That was
and cut off a part of it.
Yes.
Yeah. It was awkward.
It was very awkward. What did you guys think about that copper hood?
It was
humongous. I didn't think about it.
It wasn't.
It was the Hulk of the kitchen. It was like the gorilla in the room, like they say, the 800-pound gorilla. It was the 800-pound hood.
And that thing was humongous. It was huge.
Go ahead, Kira.
That hood was a mess. It was just huge.
And with the pass-through cupboard.
Yes. Oh my God. That was hilarious.
That was cute.
Hilarious.
Pass-through cupboard.
That was the microwave, wasn't it?
Super chat.
That was on top of the microwave, right? The pass-through cupboard.
It was on the side.
Yeah. I wonder what was the purpose of that, because it was a little tilt in that thing too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Who knows?
It was no purpose.
No, but you know what though? When we used to rent a house when we were when my husband and I was in the military, we used to rent houses, and they used to have cabinets like that with you could actually see the other side of the cabinet. It was in a weird kind of way. Really? But when you open up the door, you can actually see the other door of the cabinet on the other side. And I don't know if they was trying to create storage space out of a space that was, just wasn't useful, but they were trying to create a cabinet there so it could be useful. But I thought it was kind of crazy when we had it. So it did surprise me.
Okay, yes. Leonie said that she's out for dinner. Enjoy, but she cheating on the dinner date on this. She clicked in for a minute. She's like, I'll catch up when I get home.
She's like, my girls are all, let them know. I'll see them later.
Enjoy.
Don't beat up on her Canadian property brothers.
I know, that's right. We're not ripping them apart. We just we talk about the house now.
Yes. So one thing that so what are some of the items, the features that the house had that you liked? So Forlisa talked about those big doors and how the glass windows. She liked that initially. Anything else about the house that you guys like?
Look, I know y'all are gonna come for me for this, but I like the beams for Lisa.
Thank you, because I put that down. I love the beams.
Yeah, I did too.
Beams down.
That's another California pet peeves, because so far all the houses they've had the beams in there. So I guess that's a California thing.
I
love their outdoor space. I wanted to just go visit them just to go, because I love outdoors, and I love that outdoor space.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What I loved about the house is when One of the property brothers actually opened up their refrigerator. I thought that was so funny.
I don't remember that part.
Opened up their refrigerator.
What was in it?
What was in it?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought he had a lot of nerve.
Oh,
What's
yeah,
inside?
I don't remember that.
It's personal for them.
It's real personal because they were talking about the garage door. No, it wasn't nothing in the house that
I remember that. He was showing how it lacked function because if you were in the refrigerator, then you couldn't come into the door. Yeah.
Yes.
That's why because I was thinking, why did he open it? I missed that, but that's why. Yeah.
That's why I gotta open it and show you it's non-functional. It's
Mhm.
non-functional.
So the couple said when Jonathan, I think it's Jonathan, I can't tell them apart, but when he asked them what were their style, they stated that their style was California casual, and then they said like traditional. So
I was confused.
I was so confused because I didn't see any of that in the house.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hello.
I seen a lot of modern in the house.
I will say, I could tell you which one is which. Jonathan is the one that is more clean cut looking, and Drew is the one that's the more handyman kind of guy, the one that does all the demolition and stuff.
He has to. Drew is the one with the beard, or no?
Right, the one who does all the demolition.
Yeah. Okay.
And Jonathan is the thinner one that does more of the design part.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get them right. So, what do you think about how they describe their
style? They didn't have one. They didn't know. That's what I thought. I figured they don't really know what design they like.
What is California casual? Somebody help me. I don't know what California casual is.
I didn't know what California casual was.
Never heard of it.
Not as a style.
It's a style.
I never heard of it. Maybe it's more like a beach. Maybe it's a beach thing. Beach kind of beachy, casual.
I don't know. I should
But
have
they didn't
looked
even
that up.
I have no idea.
Look that up. What is California casual?
Yes. So when he takes them, so evidently Jonathan knew what it was because he took them to
He pretended.
Houses.
Yeah, he didn't know. He just pretended.
The girl. So he took them to one of the houses that what's the other? His brother had designed in the other property brothers show, Brother Against Brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what did you guys think about the inspiration home?
The kitchen was nice. That kitchen, I like that kitchen. Now the green cabinet.
When I saw the inspiration home, I said, "Look at Bre." I said, "Look at Bre."
I was all over it.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
That kitchen, I loved it.
I wasn't impressed with the two islands. Like, I understand the concept and I think it's really nice, but to me, it just seemed like a lot. It was a lot. I've seen it in other designs and the space was bigger, and so maybe it made a bit more sense. But to me, that kitchen was large, but I thought those islands were a little bit too oversized for that space, and so it made it feel a little bit crowded to me.
I agree.
But it was beautiful.
Really?
I agree.
I love the two islands.
I did
I
too.
like it. I just thought they were too big.
I love it, but I think it's better suited for a bigger space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? A bigger space. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think we've seen the whole kitchen though. We didn't see the whole kitchen.
Well, I saw enough of it that they seemed so close to me that it felt like science class to me. How, you know how in science class you have the rows of
The
tables?
laboratory.
Yeah.
Too much going on.
That's what I thought.
oh my goodness.
Now,
Oh my goodness.
one thing that a couple of things that I put down that I really loved. I love the cabinetry. I love the cabinetry and the refrigerator it was made into the cabinets. Love it. It seemed very seamless. What you guys think about the color?
I like the color. It's beautiful.
I didn't. Go ahead.
You didn't like the
Felisa.
color?
I didn't like the green, but I think if it was done in another color, but the green,
I like the green.
I think it was, what kind of green was it? It was like a brownish green? What kind of green
It was a
that?
mossy kind of mossy,
Like
like
a mossy green.
Mossy kind of green?
I have to say, I agreed with the lady that was with him. What she said was, I like the idea of two tones, just maybe not these colors.
This
She was
color.
like, I like the idea of doing this, but just maybe not that. I agree with her 100%.
I actually have that in my notes right here that I agree with the wife in not liking the two-tone, the colors that they put together, like the neutrals and the green. But it was funny because that was one of their designs.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And
I thought that was bold of them to take them to one of their houses to show them,
Exactly.
and then the wife was like, "Yeah, this is nice, but it's not really like what I like."
Not nice. It's not that nice. That
But
was
it
funny
can't
to me.
please
I was
everybody.
like, wow.
no.
Yeah, that was
What did you, so when you go into that kitchen, the backsplash, I loved it. Did you guys like the backsplash?
No.
It was too Mexican. It was too Mexican. That was called a Spanish.
That's
Spanish
what she-
backsplash.
I did not like it.
Adobe kind of Spanish back. No.
Right.
I loved it. Kira?
I was like the wife said, I like the idea of it, just not that pattern. That pattern was a bit busy for me.
too busy.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Yes.
The backsplash, not a fan at all. Even before we get to the kitchen, in the living room area, the fireplace, it's like a little arch, and then it had that, I think, that blue tile, different tile backsplash. Not a backsplash, but the inside part of the fireplace. I was like, this is one busy house. Like it was just a little busy for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I didn't like the fireplace. But I did like the backsplash in the behind the stove. I did like that.
One thing I did like also about the inspiration home is I liked that it was bright and open, and then I really liked that window shelf, the shelves under the window. I thought that was so functional, and it's like you could put plants there if you wanted to have a plant, so it could be in the sunlight. But it was storage for like your kids' toys or whatever you need storage for. I thought that was functional and beautiful also.
It was a quick spot to toss stuff if people was coming over.
Yeah,
we clean up real quick.
Yep.
So everybody needs one of those kind of areas in their house. Just tossing them.
I know that's right.
Yeah, so a corner, put everything up under there, and throw a blanket on it.
That's old school, Ronnie.
Yeah, that's old school. Don't sit there. So, on their wish list, they stated that they wanted their place to be a comfortable place. They wanted dining seating for 8 in the dining room, mixed metals. They like the two-tone cabinets. They want it to be they want a seamless backsplash. So okay, that backsplash that they showed, it wasn't that, but I still like it. And they want a nice pantry space, right? So when they came back and then they asked them what their budget was. And so the budget was $250,000.
Nice.
Very healthy.
That was very healthy. Y'all could send some of that to Atlanta.
I know that's right.
Yes. Hi, Tori.
Hey, Tori.
So $250,000, and with the $250,000, the two options. So for option number 1, they would have the island. They would do the island, the pantry, and the dining area, where they would get room for a table for 8, and they would get the built-ins in the walls, right? So when they showed the little diagram, I was like, okay. And so with that one, pretty much they just kind of opened up the area and the spaces and remember, one of the issues that they had was the little boy's room was in the front.
Right.
The baby at the front.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
Not to answer the door when the doorbell rings.
Yeah,
right there in the front. If anybody come in there and do some harm, the baby would have, poor baby.
Yeah.
But what was hilarious? It was hilarious when the flue went open and it made all that noise and flared up like that. He was like, "That's what nightmares are made of." I was like, "Can you imagine as a child trying to sleep and it starts roaring like that to you, I would be like,
I would have freaked out.
I know.
that was horrible. I never would have put my child in that space. I was like, I would have slept there before I put my kid in there.
Yes. Can you imagine when the kid got older? He could easily sneak out the house. He already at the front door.
He's already at the front door.
Hey, walking as Jesus walked. That's my aunt from Florida.
Hi,
Walking
Auntie.
as Jesus walked. Hey. That's Aunt Juliet and Uncle Paul.
Hi, Aunt Juliet.
Hi.
So with the option number 1, when they showed the diagram, what did you guys think about that?
Instantly, I thought they didn't do anything to the room, to the bedroom. I was like, so why is that going to work? How is that going to be helpful? I was like, that's cute, but it's not going to answer their question. You know, resolve their problem is what I thought.
Yes, because option number 1 was going to be $235,000. Now, for $235,000, I would have thought they would have done more for $235,000.
Exactly.
And the only thing they would have done was they would have taken down that awful paneling, because I forgot to mention the paneling. But
the mirror wall.
I forgot about the mirrored wall.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, yes, they would have taken all that down, made the adjustments for the glass door.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was funny.
And at least the fireplace would have been gone.
The fireplace,
would have been gone. Okay.
Yeah.
So then when he told him option 2. Now option 2, they literally flipped the house so that bedroom that was in the front would become the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the living room pretty much, that little area pretty much stayed the same, but the kitchen was in the front, and then the back, they just kind of extended the living room, right?
Well, what they did, the area where the kitchen was became the bedroom, so it made more sense for it to be on the same side of the rest of the bedrooms. Okay, because at the end, because they didn't show I didn't see the bedroom, so I was like, so did the baby not get the bedroom?
Because I was like, where's the bedroom? I thought it was.
They didn't show his bedroom.
They didn't show it. They probably had.
I kept going back, rewinding. Did I miss something? I was like, where's the bedroom?
They didn't show the bedroom.
They did not.
They didn't show it, and I was thinking that maybe something happened with the budget and they maybe didn't get a chance to do the bedroom.
And they couldn't finish it.
And I'm trying to think on option 2. Did they show the bedroom on the plans?
They did in the plans.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, and
I guess the baby don't have a place to sleep.
Because remember, they did not show. They showed the office, that little small area that was the office.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He did mention the bedrooms. When he said he flipped it, he said that the boys' bedroom would be on the side where all the bedrooms were. So he did get a bedroom. It's just that we didn't see it, which made sense. Option 2 was the one I would have chosen because it would make sense that it would be the bedrooms on one side and you got your entertainment and your living areas on the other.
Tori.
So I did notice.
Tori has a point. If you go down 2 comments, she said, "I think the bedroom was not staged, so they didn't show it." I was
thinking either that or that the family decided they didn't want their children's room to be shown. You know, sometimes people are particular about their personal spaces.
It was in the front.
Yeah, they
and they wanted it moved, so that's why they showed it at that point. Right. But I was, and for me, I did notice that they didn't show it, but I thought, well, maybe they didn't show it because either they didn't finish it, but I thought, well, maybe she just didn't want the world to see their children's room, so they just decided not to share that. I thought it was strange because they did present it in the presentation.
Yes,
it would have been more interesting if they had showed it because I really was curious about what they did.
I wanted to see it as well. Sister Cousins wanted to see it too.
Yeah, she said she wanted to see the bedroom because they also had to move the door to the garage so it wouldn't be in the bedroom.
So they could put the room in, and they showed them. That's why I was like, I know they created the bedroom because they showed the process of creating it, but they just didn't show it as a finished product.
It didn't show once they finished, which you thought it was odd.
So Jonathan and Drew, we want to see everything.
We want to see everything.
In the beginning, sirs, we would like
if you say you're gonna show, if you say you're gonna do it and you show us the work on it, we want to see the finished product.
We want to see the finished product.
Thank you.
Okay. And I agree with that.
Okay,
I
she
drink
said,
to
I
that.
drink to that. Cheers.
I know that's right. Click, 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 click. Cheers, everybody. I know that's right.
So with the option number 2, like we stated, they flipped everything, and it was to flip everything: the kitchen in the front, the bedrooms in the back. But they wouldn't get a pantry, and this was gonna be $250,000, which was their max, and it was gonna take 3 extra weeks, so 9 weeks. And so I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go big or go home.
Well, there was a lot of duct work,
no-brainer.
a lot of electricity and plumbing.
Yeah, it was. So which one would you guys have chosen?
Option
It was
2.
a no-brainer to me. Option 2 was the no-brainer. I was like,
yeah.
Yes. We didn't have the same issue we did with last week's couple.
No, last week we were all over the place.
Yes.
And look, we were all over the place, just like the couple.
Yes.
Lady Cinnamon said she's on a date night with hubby, but had to drop in and say hi to us.
Oh my God.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Enjoy your dinner.
Yes. And
Have a
please,
good night.
thanks
She
for
said
coming
date
in
night, I said
checking on
dinner.
us.
You see how date night for me always turns out into eating something?
It
Enjoy your
does.
date night.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
So they go ahead and so like they chose option 2, in which like we agreed that was like the no-brainer option, and it gave them everything they wanted except for the pantry, but they did kind of make up for that a little bit.
Just a little.
So when they started working on the house, and they started and began working on the doors, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I saw how much those doors were,
Girl,
$40,000.
look, I wrote down. Look,
you wrote it down. Yes.
I was like, "Do you see these numbers?" I was like, "Those numbers are craziness."
Those
Chimney demolition, $10,000 for demolition on that chimney. And the fireplace, I was like, that's why it would have stayed. In my design, I would have saved them $10,000, and we would have shaved that back a little bit for a couple thousand, and we would have worked around that.
We would have shaved.
Those doors are the same doors I want in my home because I have that same kind of look. I have the whole wall of glass doors that goes out into the patio, the lanai. And for them to do those doors here, they wanted $50,000, and it had to be by code. And for different codes in different areas, have different rules. So I couldn't get the doors. I was very, very disappointed. But they told me after I built the home, then I can go out and get the doors. But those doors are very expensive. Wow. Very expensive. And yes, when he said $40,000, I say, oh yeah, that's about how much they were.
That's about right.
Wow. Yeah. I thought that was fine considering they had such a hefty budget, but I wrote down all the big numbers. That was one clearly that stood out to me. That the support beam was another $18,000. The window for the front of the house was $5,000. The laminate floor is $15,000. Which I was like, well, that's kind of, I guess, okay for the whole house. But we didn't do the whole house. They just did, the front portion. So I thought that was a bit excessive too. I don't know. Kitchen cabinets, $20,000. I was like, oh Lord, I was over here counting their coins for them. I was like, look.
Kenya was the financial place. She's like, oh no.
I was like, let's see where this money's going.
I was having a nervous breakdown.
Right?
Okay, I was like, I saw those numbers, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't care. I think even if I said that was my budget, I would still want you to act like you was trying to save me some coins.
Right. Exactly.
That was crazy. But it's California. Their prices are higher.
Oh my God. Yes, they are. They
are extremely high.
Okay, Bre, the doors are still cheaper than yours.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
I still want those doors too. I'm getting those doors.
Yes. Kenya, she said, Kenya running numbers. I'm here for it. I know that's right.
Been an accountant.
Right?
Yes.
Look,
Yes.
y'all know I'm over here trying to get the most bang for my buck. That's how I roll. So
And everybody else's buck. I'm getting bang for everybody else's buck too.
Everybody else's
Listen,
book.
Kenya's trying to get the most bang for her, but even if she got to shave the fireplace back, that's what she.
all right, we're gonna keep it, we're gonna work around it, we're gonna work it out, but
Yes, okay.
and it's gonna look good at the end of the day.
Can you say, I'm gonna
And
save
see,
you
boy, I know that's right.
$9,985. We're gonna put some paint on this.
Right? Exactly. Exactly right. Yeah. I was like, okay, those some big numbers over there. So
Yes, yes. So when they were renovating the kitchen area and they were putting in the cabinets and they put in that beam, what did you guys think about the beam? Did you think that that was something that they should have done? Did you think it was necessary?
Yes.
I think it was necessary.
I thought for
Because for them to have that
$18,000.
open space. Yeah.
The fireplace
I'm with you,
was,
Kenya.
yeah, but
$18,000
the fireplace was a major support
Supporting. Yeah.
That is
to the
right.
house. So if they were
That's
gonna
why I
take
would have
the
stayed in my
fireplace
plan.
out, they would definitely have to put something in to replace it. So
Yeah.
they couldn't help it. Not unless they had shaved it down like Kenya, then they would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would have saved, look, I would have saved them 10,000 and that 18,000. I would have saved them $28,000.
$28,000. They could go on
Look,
vacation. A
They
real
sure
right?
can, did you?
Exactly. Exactly.
It also gave them the openness that they wanted too. They gave them that openness. So without that beam to hold it up, they wouldn't have that openness
No,
that they had.
but if they had kept the fireplace, then the fireplace basically, from what I can remember, it didn't open it up that much more. It was already fairly open anyway, because when you walked in, you saw straight into the room. So they did pull it back a bit, but I thought it was mostly because they wanted to raise it up too, from the entryway they wanted to raise the entryway up. The only reason they had to put the beam in there is because they were going to take out the fireplace. If they had left it, then it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah, but they remember the title of it, right? It was the space was dead. Like it was just taking up space and no one was paying any attention to it. I think it was in an awkward place to do seating or something. So they're like, you know what? It's an eyesore. Let's just get rid of it.
But it still ended up being a dead space, even in the end, as far as I'm concerned.
Not
in the final reveal,
line of sight, like with it gone, you could see. We'll talk about it, I guess, when we get to the reveal.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I guess it did. It did open it up because the kitchen was right there too, so it did make it more functional to get straight to the kitchen. So I mean, it was fine. I just probably would have. I could have saved them. Maybe Jonathan too might consult with me one time, be like, Kenya, what you think?
And Kenya should have been over to the side there. They looked over to the side and said, Kenya, what you think? She said,
right.
Okay.
Right. It's like,
Tori,
they
were in California, Tori. Tori's asking, where did they live?
Yeah,
They're in
California.
California. And V, thank you for helping us moderate. V saying, can y'all please like the video, and please share so others can join the conversation.
Yes.
So if you're in here, give it up one time, click the like button, like the video, thumbs it up, and share. Thank you, V.
Yes.
Thank you, V.
Yes. Now we're gonna talk about the reveal.
Yeah.
So now we're at the reveal, and when they're coming through, and the first thing you see when they change the big, when they're coming up to the door, the first you can see that they changed the window because they're on the front. Now, I'm gonna say this. At first, when they said that they were gonna bring the kitchen to the front of the house, I was like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't want you coming in my house and coming straight to my kitchen. I didn't like it, but I did like the kitchen. I did like the location.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was.
I love
everything.
The openness, the doors.
Yeah.
So what was your initial thought? Okay, you liked it, but do you think everything that they stated that they wanted, do you think that they got it?
I think so.
They did.
Yeah. I think
Because they
so.
said they wanted a comfortable place,
Yeah.
dining area, the seat 8. Now, once again,
Mhm.
y'all, I did not like the
Dining
dining
room was a
room.
disappointment.
Oh
The
my!
dining room
They
was
need
a
the
big
divas.
disappointment.
They
It
need
was
the
a big
divas.
disappointment. I
Yeah.
can't. That's it. That's
Okay.
all they did. Like I said, shoot, I think they put some chairs and a table there.
It was okay.
I did like those chairs. The end table chairs, those was nice.
You did?
Yeah.
The end table chairs, they were nice. But the 4 chairs, the 3 chairs on each side, no. But the chairs that was at the
On
ends,
the
I
end?
thought they were
Yeah.
nice. They were modern.
One thing that I wrote about the dining space is that I did like that it had a window there. So I like how when they showed the view of it and you could see out the window. We have a window in our dining room, and I lived in a house before where it was, but it was like smaller. So I like it when you can have a large window kind of letting light in your dining area. So I thought that was nice. I thought that they worked it out considering the spacing that they had to deal with. It could have been maybe a little more, but I wasn't as underwhelmed as I was with last week's dining room. So
Well, what do you think about the living room? So when you come in the house, you have the kitchen right there to your right, and then you have the area in front of you. What did you guys think about the built-ins and the layouts and the sofa? What do you guys think about that?
I thought it was a nice casual area that they wanted.
yeah.
I like that the the door frame and that look
like
going
that.
out of the patio. I like that. I love that how it framed the outside. I love that. I love the tables, the end tables that they had with the lamp. I love that. They had some nice accessories, but everything else was a little bit too. I don't know.
I thought it was casual, like what they wanted. It looked to me like something that they would like. With the doors, I like those doors, those bifold doors like that. But I actually liked better how it was unobstructed view before when it was just glass. So with those bifolds and it broke it up into. It looked nice. I'm not complaining about it, but if I had to choose, I would rather have just a seamless open glass with no obstruction to it. But it's like
I love the detail.
You know how much that would cost,
I
Kenya?
love the detail.
I did
Because
too.
you know what?
Remember, you're the financial lady.
How much
That would have cost big money.
To me,
That would have cost big money.
to me, if it didn't have like the black, like the separation, it would look like to me like a storefront.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of like that. Tori said the sofa looks small to me. Which
It
did.
It did look
It did look small.
So I like the built-ins at the top part of the built-ins. I think the bottom, like the whatever they use for the bottom, the material to me just it looked cheap.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I like the built-ins. I did not like the bottom.
I was like that.
So
that's what happened when you spent $40,000 on a door and a beam and
right. I was gonna say, speaking of the sofa being small, to me, I agree. I felt like the space was large enough that they could have did like a sectional or something, and they could have pushed the living room space back a bit because in that open area where they had the little kid table and that little rug. That looked like last minute. I like we got to do something and let's throw something here. I would have rather that not be there. Yeah, I was like they could have put a sectional and then on the.
I missed what Kira said. Sorry.
Oh no, I was agreeing. I said me too. That was just the last minute thought of putting that in the corner. That was like no, that table.
It did look like
space. I felt like if they had a bigger sofa, like a sectional or L shape or something, then on the other side they could have put. You know how they have those counter height like kind of tables or whatever, and that could have been like a transition piece, and then the kids' items could have been on that, and it would have made more sense as opposed to just being a little square rug in the middle of the floor with those little chairs. I thought
that was really odd. I was like, what is that supposed to be?
Listen, I said it last week and I'll say it again. The kids need to go play in their rooms. This is an area where we're entertaining and it's a high traffic area. Pick them little toys up. Your room is now in the back. Let's take it. Let's take the toys back.
So go back.
Oh, Gigi, don't be so mean. They want to be in the living room too.
They can be in the living room, but they don't need a play space right there in the living room.
Right? I was like,
And
people are gonna trip over that. The man almost tripped over it.
Come to the living room with your binky and your blanket, and we're getting there. We're good. And when the movie or whatever is over, take it back to your room. What you go down in the play area in the front.
In the front.
She said, take it back.
And it's in the middle. It was in the middle of the space too, between the living room and the kitchen. So it was so awkward, and it didn't make any kind of sense to me. I was like, why?
I'm going to tell you what I think happened there.
What do you think happened?
I think they were trying to get rid of the dead space, but then after the remodel, they found like that was a dead space. Like, what are we going to do?
That's the dead space.
So
that's what I was saying.
It just became dead again. So they were like, we have to put something here for it not to look like it's just this big space that's not being used.
But then
let's put some toys right there for the kids. No, the kids need to make them a play area.
And now I think they have confused the client, because now the client think that that's what's supposed to go there.
Yes.
Or
it's always going to be there.
Or the man. Well, the dad almost tripped over. They turned around and he almost bumped into one of the little chairs. So I think if it were me, I would move that. I would be like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know if that's what they would do, but it just looked to me like I would say, this got to go. Like, why is this here? And then get a bigger sofa or put two sofas back to back. So, see, if they had the fireplace there, then they could have put two sofas back to back and made another sitting space. Anyway, it's so many ideas of things they could have done, but the dead space didn't get resolved.
They probably picked that up as soon as the cameras were off. The mama was like, please, what's the kids' names again? Please bring the
little ones'
names.
I don't know what the little name was.
The little babies' names. Yes. Julian and Jack. They're like, please pick all this up and take to Jack's room. That's where they're going to be playing as soon as the cameras stop rolling.
Exactly.
I agree. Good night, Lady Cinnamon. Thank you.
Good night.
So yeah, I agree too. I think that was a last minute thing.
Yeah.
Do y'all see Lady Cinnamon prophesying up here in the comments?
She says,
y'all see the prophecy?
Absolutely love the commentary and the pro level design critique you beautiful ladies share. This is straight fire. Can't wait for the podcast. Oh my goodness.
You better prophesy.
Girl, last week they spoke of the
coffee table book.
Coffee table book.
Mm-hmm.
They're not playing.
They're not playing. No.
Good night, V.
Good night, V.
Is V leaving us, or is she saying?
Yeah, she's leaving us.
Yeah, she's
leaving. Bye, V. So Janine. Janine is laughing. Y'all know Janine is an OG from last week, right?
Yes,
she's an OG.
Yes, she is. Mm-hmm. Yes. So one thing that I put on here that I didn't like, and this is probably gonna be controversial. I didn't like the flooring.
It was too light.
It was too light for me.
I liked it.
And it seemed like when you got into the kitchen, it melted with the cabinets. I didn't like the cabinets either.
When they were picking out, when they were making their selections, when they showed it, I thought that immediately. I was like, why would you choose the flooring and the cabinets like almost the exact same color?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, she says, I'm not saying night. I was saying good night. Oh, to Lady Cinnamon. Oh, okay.
I told you he wasn't going nowhere. He is not going
okay, she's staying with us. Yes. Yeah, you're right about that, Juani, because it's like,
I mean, you took it from the floor to the wall. Okay.
Yeah.
From the windows to the wall.
Yes.
Right. There you
go. And I already said I didn't like the kitchen in the front of the house, and I didn't like the dining table space. Those were the only other things. But one thing that I wish that they would have done, and Shalomi and Kenya and I will like it Felicia's not gonna like it, but when they opened up the wall, the ceilings, I was like, beams, maybe they're
baby.
gonna bring them down.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Felisa is not coming back next week if the house has beams.
no.
Felisa and Bre ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with the beams?
I was like, score.
Yes, I was like, score. Oh my goodness. Oh, I saw the beams. I'm like, oh, maybe they're gonna bring it down and it's gonna carry through the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They need to add you to the
Please,
design
no beams.
team.
Yes.
I think
the
that it was-
island was so Bre.
I wrote that. I wrote that.
It
I was
What'd you
just about
say?
to say that. Yeah.
I
The
did not
island was
like,
beautiful.
however, one of
Yes,
the things
that
that I
Yeah,
did
that
like,
island was me all the way. I was drooling.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did not like.
That
I did
island.
not like that they didn't use like a backsplash, that they brought the
Mm-hmm.
countertops up the wall.
Yeah.
There was something off about it to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they just put it halfway? You talking about they just put it
brought
halfway?
So they didn't do like a separate backsplash. Whatever they
just
used for the
right.
countertop, they brought it up.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I don't know. I think it was just off with. There was something about it that just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
That's what
I
the
loved
that's
it.
the
I loved it.
If they had gone with a white or another color, there was something about the counter, basically the counter running up the wall,
Yeah.
and it being black, that just didn't. It wasn't translating well for me. You know how you in some homes you have the countertop and it runs up the wall, but it's like it has some kind of color or a pattern or a design or something in it.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it
See, in a
doesn't
modern
look
home, it doesn't. It runs up the wall, runs from the counters up the wall.
Yes.
And I love that. Now I can understand what you said. It did look kind of odd because it stopped. It was black and white, and it stopped midway.
Exactly.
Mm.
So it's not so much that it runs up the wall. I think it's because it's black. It was just like black fell like a can of black paint and it just went up. It just, there was no kind of differentiating, like, and then it stopped at an awkward part. I'm like, okay, something's off.
Yeah, it stopped kind of awkward part, but it was black and white, so it was I was eating it up. So
I know.
You know, another thing to me that I thought was quite awkward, or it seems odd to me, it was very strange, was the vent hood. How it was white and it was like a straight up, like kind of like a rectangle or something. But and I was like, why did they do it like that? I thought it looked like it was kind of protruding out a bit to me, and because it was white also, and then the cabinets there. I just was like, why did they do it like that? That seems so strange. Like, it didn't look, I know they were trying to do this modern look and everything, but it just made it look really odd to me.
Yes.
That's the trend now. That's the trend now. The stuff, instead of having the regular hood, they would have the hood kind of blend in with the cabinet so it wouldn't stand out. It's a modern concept. And it is a modern concept. But
I understand it, and I seen it done better, I guess. I just didn't like how it looked in this design. I thought that it just made it, and the kitchen was still kind of small, like in that little area, and it just seemed awkward to me. It just seemed odd. I was like, I didn't like that part. Overall, I thought the kitchen looked nice, but that was something that, I thought, well, they could have did something different with that and still had a modern look.
Right. Felisa, what were your thoughts?
Well, I think that the wife actually asked for her countertop to go to the backsplash. I think she asked for that.
She did.
And yeah, and I like the way the kitchen turned out. I like it. I love the island. I didn't have anything that I actually didn't like about that kitchen.
Awesome.
Really?
That's awesome. It was beautiful. I didn't care for the brown. There was something about the cabinets. It just looked cheap to me. The material that was used, it just wasn't giving me.
It looked IKEA. Like,
yeah,
I was saying the same thing. It kind of reminded me of IKEA furniture or something.
Yes.
It just wasn't giving me the looks.
Yeah.
Another thing, guys, that I noticed, I'm backtracking a little bit. I know that we're looking at the time. The dining room, how they added the mud room to the dining room.
That's what I was going to talk
Thank
about.
God
That
for
was
the
weird.
cabinets.
That was
Thank
weird.
That was weird.
If the cabinets weren't there for them to put away those shoes, those coats, I don't know what they would have done.
I know it. But I
But that
don't
was
like the
smart on
placement. I
Drew
didn't
and
like
Jonathan's
like
part. That was smart of Drew and Jonathan to put those cabinets in, because you have been
Yeah.
the kids coming in through the dining room,
Mhm.
their shoes, the backpack.
I thought they were weird. They're in the dining room.
I guess because I don't know
They had no
how.
other place.
They had no other place.
Yeah, another place to put it, I guess.
Look, mudroom got to go somewhere.
That's what's sticking right here.
And they wanted to move it from what was the kitchen, which was going to become the kids' bedroom. They couldn't leave the door there, so they had to move the door to another to where it was. So that meant, yeah, it was kind of awkward. I was thinking maybe in the entryway they could have added a little closet there, but they didn't do much to the entryway other than raising the roof. But they didn't do anything there. So I thought, well, they just put it where they could, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Said, were they hiding some plumbing or something?
Maybe.
I don't think so, because he opened up the door and he showed you this little.
Maybe they were just like they were hiding the baby's room. We don't know.
You never know.
They left a lot of questions on this one for us.
They did. Because that's what I said. I said, what about the son's room? Did they lose the office?
Right.
That's in my notes. That's in my notes too. What happened to Jackson's room?
Yeah.
That was his name, Jackson.
I don't know. Where did the little girl sleep?
They probably put a bunk in Jillian's room and the babies are sharing the room. I don't know. I mean, like, where is the little boy's room? They did not talk about it. Drew and Jonathan, you have 24 hours to respond. Where did the babies go? We're about to protest for Jack's room. Where is Jack's room? We want to.
So all in all, what do you guys think? Do you think that their $250,000 budget, do you think they got what they wanted? Did they get the most bang for their buck?
For the butt.
Yes.
I'm in the middle.
You like this? Okay, so she's teetering. What about you, Shalomi?
I think they did, because if you think about it, they got what they wanted. They have a home, even though they had to spend to get the extra beam, take the fireplace out, the glass wall in the back. This is a home that they don't have to worry about for many years to come.
Yeah.
So as much as we look at a lot at the aesthetics and stuff like that, that is a home that is now well rebuilt, well remodeled. Like, you know, they check everything, like the plumbing, the electricity, all of that stuff. They now have this giant beam that's properly holding the house up. The back wall works, the glass door works. So it's more investing in the structure that will be around for a very, very long time, for years to come, as opposed to what's actually in it.
Yeah.
So they did more structure than style. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Okay, it's going this way.
It's going back up with the
So with the style, and since you know what we have seen, it's like a lot of the families that they're choosing.
We have a Cash App, Blockiana. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Mom. This is Kenya.
That's my other play daughter.
That's your other daughter.
I like your name.
Yes.
Listen, Blockiana, don't block us, baby. We gonna be good.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? She watches us. She watches everything she does.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching us.
So I'm like, with that, and a lot of the families or whatever, they're not really big on decorating, right? And
right.
so with the amount of money that they're spending and their styling, do you think this is gonna take them through? Like, is it too trendy?
No,
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
You?
I think it's okay for them. I don't think it's too trendy. It's nothing there that really stands out as saying that this is going to be out of style in 10 years.
Really?
I think it was.
So? I think it's too modern. I think it's too trendy with the two-tone, the cabinets. I don't think, because they don't seem to be ones who like decorate a lot. So that's why
right.
that dead space is gonna stay that dead space, because that's
right.
Well, if that is the case, and in 10 years it doesn't, they need to change stuff up, then at this point it's probably merely cosmetic.
Yeah.
Because all the structural stuff has already been done. So if
Right.
it's just to paint it and spruce it up to whatever it is at that time, then they won't have too much to do.
Yeah.
So I agree. I agree with.
Trendy though.
Go ahead, Teresa.
I didn't see trendy.
You didn't see trendy?
What did you see?
I didn't see trendy in it.
Just casual. It was a casual home. I didn't see anything trendy about it. I think that the style, is just casual, and casual is casual. It's going to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say,
go ahead.
I thought too that I agree with Shalomi. I felt like they had a very large budget, and the work that they did inside, like the aesthetics, the things that we see, didn't necessarily reflect the sizable budget, but that's because a lot of the money went into the walls and into places that we can't see. So it may, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but like in that area, a lot of those houses were like built to the, like in the side of the cliff or in the side. So my husband and I were talking about it, and he was like, I don't understand why people buy houses in California on the side of the hill like that, because of earthquakes and the landslides and whatever. So we were like, at least they made the house more functional and more stable, like to Shalomi's point, that the insides can change, you can change out your furniture and whatever, but at least they made it structurally sound so that it's safe for their family for years to come. So if I walked into there and said, you spent $250,000 in here, I might not think that initially until I found out everything that they did. And then I'm like, okay. Now, as it relates to the aesthetics and the furniture choices and everything, I think the family got exactly what they wanted. They wanted a casual vibe, and it definitely was giving me casual vibes. The kids ran in and hopped on the sofa with their shoes on. And so I was like, okay, this works for that family. So I thought that they got what they wanted, and they seemed very pleased with it.
Yes, they did seem very pleased. Naynak left the super chat. Thank you.
Oh,
thank you. And Stacy said, she said she's driving. Design and style with Stacy.
Thanks for tuning in. Listen, drive carefully.
Yes. Tori says California is expensive to remodel. Is expensive too. Yes.
Yeah.
We get that.
And then Mariah Stockton.
Good evening, Mariah.
Good evening. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. All right, guys. So that was the end of tonight's Property Brothers Forever Home Review.
Yes, it was fun. I thought they did a great job. Good job, brothers.
Thank you so much for joining us and seeing the show.
Yes. And so next week we will be discussing episode 6.
Next week we're off.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was on a roll.
I know that's right. Next week we're off because it's Easter time. It's Good Friday, and a lot of people have obligations around that time. But we will be back on the 14th of April. So be sure to keep watching our videos. Keep watching our community tabs.
Yes.
So that where the next hosting is going to be. We're working on so many things for you. So make sure that you stay plugged into us at all times.
All times. So next week, I think the Property Brothers, there isn't an episode next week, right?
I'm not sure. They probably have one, but if they have one on Wednesday, That's what we will be talking about on the 14th.
On the
when we come
14th.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Episode 6.
That will be episode 6. Yeah.
Thank you,
Hey,
Sister
Shay's
Cousin
Creative
Lifestyle. It's a
Designs.
great discussion.
Hello.
Hello, Shay.
Hello.
Creative
Hey.
Designs. Thank you for coming in.
Yes. Mariah, hi, Juani's guest. Guess what? I renovated my kitchen. However, the paint color didn't come up like I thought. Much darker and yellow. I went with Valspar coconut. So, oh my goodness. I would send me a picture. I would love to see the color. She asked me about the color of my wall. So she chose another one. I would still like to see the color.
It sounds like it would be pretty coconut milk.
Coconut, yes.
Nice.
It's like a real creamy.
Sounds yummy.
Yeah.
It does sound yummy.
I know,
Yeah.
it's great.
It's good. It's Good Friday, yes. And then the last one we have great decisions. Good night, everyone. Have a happy Easter. Have a
Happy Easter, Sister Cousin Lifestyle. If you're not looking, if all the creators in here, if you're not subscribed to their channels, go over there and check them out. Shay's Creative Designs, Sister Cousin Lifestyle, V's Interior. Go over there and check everybody out, and make sure that you're subscribed to all of our channels here.
Yes.
Please
that
do
way you
so.
don't miss a thing.
And if
You
you
will not be
haven't thumbs up this live, go ahead and thumbs it up. We really would appreciate it. And we just really want to thank you all for stopping by and spending your hour and 10 minutes with us on this Friday evening. Ladies, thank you all so much. You know, I enjoy my Fridays. I look forward to Friday.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. So, guys, until the 14th of April, we will see you then. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.